I don't know where to begin with this one. I wrote down some things, but we're just gonna go at it. Hey, how's it going, everybody? It's your boy Tuffy. It's just another day in paradise today. We're gonna be talking about manga, we're gonna be talking about reading, and I wanna talk a little bit about a more personal thing. It all makes sense, it all works together, so hang in there with me, guys. The main question I wanna talk about is, why do I like reading manga so much? And why is it manga? It could be comic books, it could be fantasy novels, it could be romance novels. People love to read, and the hobby is just a rabbit hole. Well, I think it really stems from my initial first reading of manga as a child. It wasn't just the characters, the art style, it was also about how the artwork locked in with the storytelling style. That's what really hit home for me. I remember distinctly I was in my 4th and 5th grade and I was going to Barnes & Nobles and Borders a lot. I started to read things like Dot Hack, Bleach, Hikaru no Go. I read a lot of Hunter x Hunter as a kid. Something just clicked and my brain chemistry just realigned. It started to really empathize with the characters, and I saw this youthful young character like Naruto or Ed from Fullmetal Alchemist. I saw the angst, I saw the underdog nature. Something there really clicked for me. But it also aligned with how my brain works. I'm self-diagnosed, functioning ADHD. Beyond that, it also affects how I read books. I was a very avid reader as a kid. All throughout school, reading was basically my favorite way to escape, my favorite way to just get lost into another world. What do I mean? So there's this video that I watched, hopefully I can share it right here. With how my brain works, reading a normal book can feel like a task. It sounds crazy, but even though I've read so many books, nowadays I feel like this sort of weight or anxiety when I pick up a longer book. It's hard for me to sit down and read multiple chapters in a row, just sitting in one position. I have to sometimes literally read a paragraph and go back and read the same paragraph. Sometimes I'll read a whole page and I'll say, I read it visually, but I didn't process the information because I'm reading and I'm doing this thing that's kind of monotonous, and then my brain is doing something else. It's wanting another sensation, almost like it wants to be distracted at the same time while I'm reading it. It was really hard to concentrate in high school, I'll say that. And it wasn't because of distractions per se. If anything, I probably should have had more distractions. It's just such a weird phenomenon, but maybe you can relate to that, maybe you know what I'm talking about, maybe you don't. Either way, that's how I experience it. And so manga, for me, is like, I feel free when I'm reading it. I feel like I'm swimming in a river and I'm just flowing down and it's really easy. I've read thousands and thousands of chapters, read dozens of series. When I read manga, I'm stimulating one side of my brain with the artwork, and on the other side of my brain, I'm reading and I'm processing everything that's happening. It keeps me really interested and it makes me think, like double think while I'm reading, and something about that really keeps me locked in. It's like I'm reading the page and the dialogue and then I'm seeing the images, and what I do is my brain starts to project what I think that the image is in my mind. I'm just like watching the pictures animate in front of me. And it's such a fun mental gymnastic. It's like pushing my creative mind's eye in a way, if that makes sense. I'm not saying all this because I feel like this is something terrible. I'm just explaining this because I want you guys to understand where I'm coming from and why manga really scratches that itch for me. I remember initially I made this channel because I was actually gonna only talk about manga, but they go hand in hand, so I'm obviously talking about both. Do you guys like to read manga more, or do you guys like to watch anime more? Tell me why. I'd love to know more about how you guys experience manga. In my last video, I talked about what is more rewarding, reading the manga first, watching the anime. So check out that video if you like this video. Thanks again so much for watching. Have a great day, y'all, and peace.